Hi, my name is Faiza and this is Caffeinated Nurse. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm so happy to have you here. I hope you stay a while. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for tuning in today. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. We are embracing change, okay? And that brings me to the topic of the power of reinventing yourself. It's never too late. You can be 12 years old, you could be 25, you could be 30. There's no time limit for you to reinvent yourself. You can do it anytime, anywhere, okay? You might be wondering, what is reinventing yourself? In my own words, it's all about embracing change, evolving in the face of any challenges. Reinventing yourself, it's about the journey of becoming a better version of yourself. Your current version is not bad, you just need to add on to the person that you are currently. And just a heads up before I dive deeper into this topic, it's not going to be easy. You have to make some kind of effort. There are moments that you're going to feel like the older version of you is trying to break through. And a good example, I don't know if anyone else has experienced this. There's sometimes when I wake up, I'll be like, you know what, today I'm not going to talk to anyone. I'll be the quietest person. I'm going to introvert myself to death. Not literally death, but you know what I mean, okay? But on that day, you're going to extrovert yourself more than any other day. Because you're trying to be a version of yourself that you're not used to. So the older version of yourself is trying to break through, trying to pull you back into your comfort zone. On that day, you'll talk to everyone and you'll actually be the opposite of an introvert. I think reinventing yourself is very important, and you know why? Because of personal growth. You ever just thought about your life and you feel like you're stagnant, nothing is making any progress, your career, your relationships, and you feel stuck? When you start feeling these moments of stagnation, I think that's the right time for you to sit down and figure out how you're going to reinvent yourself. I'm going to take you through a few steps that you can make so that you can start. In case you don't know where to start, don't worry, I'm here for you, okay? Personal growth could happen in various ways. It could be learning new skills, it could be discovering new passions, literally anything and everything that's different to what you're used to. In the long run, the goal of personal growth is feeling better about yourself. Those feelings of stagnations makes you feel so negative about yourself, like you've been a homebody, you've been lazy, you've been rotting in your bed. But when you start acting different, when you start doing things differently, actually start feeling better about yourself. The other reason that reinventing yourself is important, you are able to adjust quickly and move on. Reinventing yourself does not only involve your physical change, but also mental and psychological aspects of you. That way you're able to recognize patterns, both good and bad, and in the process you'll be able to do away with the bad and keep the good if they're actually adding value to your life. When you start digging deeper into yourself, in the process your mental health is improved, because you start to recognize what you're comfortable with and what you're not comfortable with. Moreover, you gain a new sense of direction, because now you've looked into your life and you've seen this and this that I've been doing for such a long time isn't working for me anymore. So I have to sit down, figure out what I have to change, what I have to keep, and gain a new sense of direction. And just like that, you have a new purpose. Personally, I'm very big at doing introspective work. So the things that I'm going to be sharing with you today worked for me, so they'll probably work for you if you try them. But there are so many ways. There's not a solid way of doing things. You can always adjust, you can always invent your own actions and your own interventions and see what works for you. The first thing that you need to do is actually overcome the fear of the unknown. Change can be really scary, especially when you start thinking about, oh my god, what will happen in the future? What if this thing that I'm about to do, what if it doesn't work for me? What if it doesn't give me the results that I'm anticipating to get? It's in the human nature to be in a familiar place, so whenever there is unfamiliarity, we're like, oh my god, I'm really scared, I don't think I can do this. But in order to reinvent yourself and become a better version of yourself, you really have to get over that fear. To add on to that point, you also have to let go of your old self. If you're having feelings of stagnation, then that's the right time that you realize that your old self is not working for you anymore, and it's okay to change. It's okay to become a different person, putting on a different persona, as long as it doesn't hurt you, as long as it doesn't hurt anybody around you. After you've overcome that fear of the unknown, it's now time to sit down and do a self-reflection. All you have to think about is your physical state, your mental state. How are you relating with people? How are you doing in terms of your career? Just look at every single detail about your life. It could also be financially. What I normally do and what helps me a lot to think about such complex topics is writing them down. It's like I'm looking at my thoughts from a third person perspective, and I don't know how that works, but I find myself being more objective. My thoughts are actually more organized that way. After you've done a lot of introspective work, it's now time to set new goals. At the beginning, or was it actually at the end? At the end of last year, I had started reading this book, Atomic Habits by Tom Clear. I'm not sure, I don't remember his name, but I'm pretty sure you're familiar with that book. Everyone has read it. The main thing I took away from that book is that you should grace yourself with something small. When you're setting goals, don't start big. It's the atomic habits, the small habits that end up building up. You know, the snowball effect. When you start setting small goals, they'll add up to each other until the effect is so big. Something that I've been seeing around so much, especially on TikTok, is the 75-day challenge, the 75 hard or the 75 soft. Mostly I've seen the 75 soft, meaning that they're beginning soft, just something to start with, especially when you're a beginner. That's just an example. The main takeaway of this is start small, set small goals, and take one day at a time. You have now identified what you need to achieve. You have set your goals, your tiny, small little goals. Here is where you now put extra effort. It's when you start learning and upgrading your skills. Start by figuring out, at the current version of yourself, what do you usually do for fun? What skills do you already have? And ask yourself, how can I make them better? How can I improve them? Make it fun. Actually use your imagination. Last year was the first time I lived alone. I used to dread cooking. I would imagine, oh my God, I really don't want to cook, and at times, most of the time I would sleep hungry just because I didn't want to cook. But one of my New Year's resolutions in 2024 was that I should explore, and I say should, explore more recipes and at least make it fun. What really motivated me is using my imagination, and you'll never guess what I used to imagine or what I currently imagine. I just imagine myself having a big family, cooking for them, and they're always looking forward to my meals. So that's what currently motivates me to cook, because I want to learn recipes. I want to have fun doing it, because I just want to upgrade my cooking skills so that when the time comes, when the time is right, inshallah, I can cook for my family. And I know that's crazy, but use your imagination. If you can, please do. Sometimes we forget how our social life affects us. Part of reinventing yourself is networking and building connections. First of all, you have to evaluate if the people around you at the moment are actually adding value to your life. If they're not, it's okay to cut them off. Don't wait for one more day or one more hour. Many people think that you have to take a big action or work on it for hours so that you can achieve the results that you want. But in reality, the consistency is all about showing up, no matter what kind of effort you're putting in, as long as you've showed up for yourself. Last but not least, I could go on and on about this topic, but let me just end it at saying there's something that most people forget. It's being grateful and having patience with themselves. Enemy of progress and consistency is being impatient with yourself. I struggle a lot with this, being impatient with myself. Sometimes I create a to-do list for the day, and I don't realize how much time some tasks will take. So I'm like, you know what, I'm going to achieve all this in a day. But when I am actually down doing one of the tasks and it takes me such a long time, sometimes I get angry at myself, because why did I achieve one thing out of 5? and I was supposed to achieve everything. I forget to be grateful that I was able to achieve that one thing that took me a long time. I think I must stop it there. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've learned something. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to know more about reinventing yourself. I'm going to be making a series. Comment down below if you enjoyed this video and the content of this video. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the post notifications so that you don't miss any video whenever I post. And see you in the next video. Bye.